Hey all, welcome to the homestead. So today, or this afternoon, we are going to work on getting the garden area hilled up, the rows built up, and you can kind of see we've got some grow back here, just some grass that is already trying to reestablish it. So I'll just dig that up and we'll pick out the weeds just like you would any other time. But the real reason I really want to get this done today is because, well, we want to plant, but we also got a rainstorm coming through this weekend, and I want to see if this French drain here that I put in combination with the rows, how it reacts to the water. I'm hoping that there's going to be at least periods of downpour, and give me a really good indication of how it's going to be in here before we plant, before we have to do anything. That gives us a little bit of time to remediate any problems should they arise. So Zipporah's over there playing with the new puppy next door, but she's going to help me get this this little part done. We're going to go with 24 to 30 inch hills, so the spacing on that, based on the fact that we're doing corn, potatoes, and onions primarily in here. We do want to try sugar beets. I'm going to see if I can find some sugar beet seeds, because I saw a YouTube or a Facebook video on it, and it got me really curious and didn't know how much of sugar actually comes from sugar beets. And that seems like a really tantalizing thing to try, harvesting our own sugar. So if I want to get a couple sugar beets plants in here, and we'll just give it a shot, give it a try. What do you got to lose from trying? So we're gonna get at it. wrapping it up for this evening. As you can see, we got a lot done. Only got about 8 rows in, which is a little less than I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping for at least 10, but it is what it is. And this year is an experimentation year. So we're gonna plant what we plant, we're gonna get what we get, and we're gonna learn. And that's what it's all about. So, still got one more row back there to do the second dig on, but we're losing the daylight and dinner's getting ready. So we'll finish that up in the morning, hopefully before the rain gets here in the afternoon. And then we'll probably just go back with the rake and hill up a little bit, just clean it up a little bit. Then I'm debating on whether or not to put down some weed barrier, some fabric on each hill. I think I will, I'm not sure. I have some left over, so we won't have to spend any money. It's not like that's that expensive anyway. But I'm thinking it might just help things happen. So that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go eat and you're gonna fast forward now. Okay, so we're out here day 2. Gonna finish getting that last row dug out, and then I'm gonna work on shaping the hills just a little bit better. Don't know if you can see Mildred there scratching around and making herself kind of a little nest. So to keep the chickens out of this area, we're gonna do 2 things. One is we're gonna get some chicken wire and put it along our neighbor's field fence there, because some of the chickens do go out and around that way. Also gonna try getting some of the Premier One poultry netting and put it up on this side of the perimeter. And hopefully that means it's just down to that fence, the top of the fence, and whether or not they're still going over that or not, even with those spikes in place. I'm probably gonna end up trying a hot wire across that in addition to the spikes to keep any birds from flying over. So that's what I'm gonna get doing now. Hopefully it'll be something worth watching. So let me kind of clue you in onto what my game plan here is, so that you're not just watching me go back and forth over the rows. So what I'm doing, and bear in mind, there is no way you're gonna get every rock out of your garden. It ain't gonna happen. Over time, even if you got every rock out of that surface soil, over time, rocks would actually work their way up to the surface, and you'd find more rocks. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get most of the big rocks out. I'm trying to get as much of the organic, like roots and grass and everything out as I can, while I'm in the process of shaping the hills. So I'm going back and forth each row. That's what I'm doing. You can see, don't know how well you can see. Let me take you over here. So you can see there, but you can see in this row here, I've kind of got this halfway going here, and you can see like this, I guess you could call it kind of slag, more of a welding term, but it's the leftovers. It's the stuff that I'm scraping out of the dirt, and gonna go back through with wheelbarrow, shovel, and probably a screen, just so I can try and capture as much soil as I can. And you'd be surprised how going over 8 rows of all that stuff, you'll probably recapture a lot of soil that you'd otherwise get rid of. And that also helps to have clean rocks, so when I need to do a French drain, I have some gravel, some rock material that's not caked in dirt and soil, because you don't want to use that kind of stuff for drain projects. So that's what I'm doing. I wanted to explain that so that you're not watching me just go back and forth, because I know that can be kind of dull and boring for all of us. So I'm gonna continue to do that, and we'll jump to the next part of this video now. Okay, as you can see, the hills already look a lot better. Got most of the big rocks out. Actually, I already had Zipporah out here, and I didn't get on film, but she was out here shoveling them, putting them into the strainer over here, which is what I'm going to show you there. Just sifting out the rocks. We're making a nice little pile down here. Clean up the pathways in between the rows, getting all the big rocks out, getting all the littler rocks out, and then salvaging the dirt, making a pile there at the end. You can see and we'll decide where to put that good soil at. Maybe some of it will go in the raised bed, some of it will go back on here. We'll see. It's never a bad thing to have good filtered dirt that you can use in various locations. So that's what we're doing there. Show you a little bit of me sifting. I don't know why, I just think it'd be good footage for you to see a little bit what I'm doing. I did have Zipporah going with the shovel down the rows and just scooping out of the rows. I think a little bit better option, cleaner option that I'm doing anyway, is I'm gonna use the rake to rake everything in the row down towards this end, and then scoop and sift. And may or may not be a more economical way to do it, but it's what I'm doing. Okay, so we had a lot of rain finally. Last week, between Wednesday and Saturday, we had about at least 10 inches of rain. We had a good storm system come through. You guys probably saw some on the news about it. But here's how our garden beds fared. They did pretty good. The shape generally held up, but as you can see down here, we've got a lot of material that got kind of washed away and filtered, and that's kind of consistent throughout all the all the furrows. But overall, I'm happy with how the drainage held up. We don't typically get rain like that all the time, so I don't think it's critical that I plan for rain like that all the time. So this week is supposed to be relatively dry and sunny weather, so I'm gonna let that dry these out a little bit, and then when I get home from work this week, we can get to planting. Okay, so I have to wait, but you're gonna go right to it now. So beautiful, gorgeous day. We are a week later, and the soil has had a chance to dry out a little bit, so it's good and workable. Got a couple places that I'm gonna kind of dig up there where the sediment drained, just kind of pile it back onto the mounds. Can't think of what they're called. the hills. So while I'm working on that and getting ready to plant our corn and potatoes today, the girls are going to take that little cage there that we've been using for segregation. We're going to move it over to a grassy area, and they're going to get that set up so that we can get the breasty hens out of the brooder. They're already big enough. They're feathered out. Get them out of the brooder, get them on the grass, get them circulating. Even though they're going to be separate from this flock, it's not a bad idea to get them socialized. And at some point we'll combine them with the other breasties when I get the chicksaw all figured out. But right now we just want to get them out of the brooder onto grass. So we're gonna get set up, get that done, and hopefully it'll be something worth watching. All right. Okay, that watering was a challenge with the wind, but we got it all watered. It's all planted. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.5 rows of potatoes. We finished off that last row with white onion, and then we've got 5 rows of ambrosia sweet corn. So we'll see. Big experiment, we'll see. But I'm excited. So that's it for this video. Garden is tilled, garden is planted, in-ground garden experiment 2025. God be with you all in all that you do. And remember, keep the faith, keep up the fight. God bless.